the amount of work that goes into actually recording a song. And so as to what would be a true demo, and I've seen other like very well-known artists. I'm not well known in certain parts. I'm not like I'm not a Blake Shelton. I'm not that kind of name. So
you will be. You will be.
You're very kind. I maybe you want to. Who knows? But as far as
I started the hashtag, the new Blake Shelton.
Hey, man,
I think it's great.
I did. I started I don't know if I spelled Shelton right, but I started the hashtag on Twitter, the new Blake Shelton, David Britt. I'm gonna do it again. Make sure the spelling's right.
Well, it's interesting because I've seen other like well-known stars that I guess have been sent demos by other artists or people, songwriters, and the one thing they always say is like, look, if you're going to send a demo of something, make sure if you're pitching a song, it's like make sure it's got to have some kind of it doesn't have to be completely fully produced, but some kind of studio quality to it. And I think that I did not realize either until I started recording music. I didn't realize it was amazing to see what really goes into production of a song. It's pretty incredible. So I always tell people, if you're going to send something, I mean, you send it to me, I'll listen to anything. I don't care. But if you're going to pitch a song to somebody, definitely make sure it's got good quality. So you can, so it sounds good.
Right. Absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, you want to put out your best work, of course. But there are some people's songs that they've done in their own home recording studio that I've had on the show a lot. There are a lot of people that, and it sounds good. Neil and Adam I had on a couple weeks ago, that's a perfect example of their song. They produced it, and it was a little choppy, but they had somebody, remaster it, get some of that white noise out of there. And, man, everybody loves it. Everybody loves Neil and Adam, you
can put together some good stuff like that. There's no doubt. Yeah, that's true.
And Jen Shelton in the chat room says, thank you, David. Well said. And I think she's also thinking, shut up, Daddy Murr, so David can talk more.
I think so.
You think so?
I think so. I think she wants another song.
You think she wants another song? Well, David, what do you want?
Dream You Next to Me would be a good one. That could go out to all the beautiful ladies out there today. Dream You Next to Me.
Dream You Next to Me. Okay. Here we go. Dream You Next to Me by David Britt. Gotta love him, man. He's great. Okay.
June sky is hot, summer sun, chasing up a memory. And when the day is done and it's time for me to sleep, girl, I close my eyes and your face is all I see. I dream you right here next to me. The heart's a big place. It can hold a lot of people. Each of them have their special place. And though the hands of time keep moving, they just won't erase. One more walk here with you, one more dance tonight. I promise I'll be true. Girl, I'll treat you right, and if you so agree to let me hold you one last time, I'll dream you right here next to me. The heart's a big place. It can hold a lot of people. Each of them have their special place. And though the hands of time keep moving, they just won't erase. You'll never read this letter that I'm writing to you, although I have so much to say. I started, but I never finish, and I swear it's just the same sweet words every day. One more walk here with you, one more dance tonight. I promise I'll be true. Girl, I'll treat you right, and if you so agree to let me hold you one last time, I'll dream you right here next to me.
Next to me. I'll dream you right here next to me. Man, that is a beautiful, beautiful song, and it was probably written for a beautiful, beautiful girl.
Well, interesting story there. Beautiful girl. So, To Hell With Your Love and Dream You Next to Me written about the same girl, which is great. So, that's what's awesome about music and songwriting. So, clearly, To Hell With Your Love was written, at one moment after the breakup. Dream You Next to Me was after I'd settled down, and So that's kind of that's the progression of a breakup. You go through the first part of it. If you get done wrong, you write, To Hell With Your Love. You're like, yeah. So you write that. You get it out of your system. And then after a while, you're like, oh my God, I miss her. What do I do? So then you write Dream You Next to Me thinking, oh, she'll come back. And then you realize there's no way in hell she is. So you write
Man, if I would have been a songwriter back there. Oh, you're fantastic, brother. But you're so true. You're so true. If I would have written if I would have been a songwriter or a poet or whatever back when I was a kid, my first love, she lived about 45 minutes away from me, and me and my cousin both had girlfriends in this same little town, so we'd go over there every weekend and visit with them and blah, 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 blah. Well, she broke up with me after seeing her for about 6 or 7 months, and I'm telling you the truth, man. I cried myself to sleep every night for a year over that girl. She was my first and only true love at that time.
That we've all been there. All of us have been there. Your heart breaking it's so excruciating. Your stomach is in knots. You don't eat.
Your brain doesn't function.
Brain doesn't function well. It's all messed up. It's a great time for songwriting. So, I like to take those moments, and whenever I'm feeling if something happens, whether it's in just personal life or in business or in a relationship, whatever, I use that and I write from it. When I'm feeling my saddest or my happiest or my most romantic, whatever it may be, I just lay into it then, and I write and write and write and write. And so that's how you get the best music, because you're writing exactly what comes out of here.
Oh, absolutely.
You feel, right.
Yep.
Well, that's why, people have sent me so many different emails. They said, Daddy Murr, Tommy, everybody knows my name, so I'm not afraid to put it out there. But, they send me so many different emails for so many different reasons, and the one question that they ask about me is, man, are you real? I said, well, yeah, I am. I mean, this is truly me. I don't really get starstruck, and I care about everybody. The reason why I don't really get starstruck is because everybody's human, and I like talking to human beings.
Yes.
And since I've been doing this, and it's been a short amount of time, I've gotten a worldwide audience is just fantastic in a very short amount of time, and I really believe it's because the connection between they feel that I am real, and I think they feel the same thing with you too, David.
That's being real with your fans, being real just in general is so important, because you can't truly connect with people unless you're who you are. And to my friends, to my family, to my fans of music, I am David. Like it or not, I am who I am. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I goof around. I have a huge heart. I'm very sentimental. I love to eat food that's terrible for you. Everybody knows it. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I'm a real person, and if you're like that with your fans and you really connect with them, you form a bond that is unbreakable. Where if it's all surface level stuff, you never really get there with those people. But I try to be as real as possible because if I believe in something, I'm standing for it. I'm not gonna make up things that no, I don't believe in this because I don't want somebody to come out later and go, well, I thought you. I am who I am. That's who I am, and so as long as you're like that, people will respect you more.
Oh, absolutely, and it not only the same as you. I am who I am, and I've proven this so many times. You're not going to change who I am, and I've got 2 divorces to vouch for that. I'm working on the 3rd one probably. You're not going to change who I am. Women, stop trying to change the guy that they're with. You got together with them originally because you like the way they are. Then as soon as they settle in with you, you start trying to change them. Quit doing that. I don't get it. I don't understand. But, you cannot take a pot that's already made and try to mold it like it's fresh clay. You just can't do it.
It's aggravated. Come on.
It breaks. It breaks when you do it.
It does.
People don't change too. Yeah, that's another thing I always tell people. People don't change. If you're with somebody, that's who they are, and that's you got to respect that. And either you can live with it or you can't. Somebody can pick up their socks more. Somebody can cook a certain thing more than you can do little. But as far as like who you are in here, that's who you are.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Now I will say the change is possible for people. I mean, there are certain situations where maybe a kid grew up in a really bad situation, living on the streets, had to do things that not proud of for survival reasons or whatever the case may be. And then as they grew as an adult and they changed, and people really didn't want to give them a chance because the way they acted in the previous years, whatnot.
Clearly.
And I got that's honestly part of my life story to a large degree, actually, a certain degree, is that I struggled as a teenager. I had my first apartment when I was 14 years old, so I didn't have any really guidance on how to behave as a young adult.
Mm-hmm.
I had my share of difficulties, but I think that I turned out pretty darn well, if I should pat myself on the back, due to the circumstances.
Well, that's in here, though. You can have somebody who gets in. I had friends that got in trouble growing up. I knew they were good in here. They were just, like I said, they lost direction. You can lose direction, but who you are inside here is different than what happens out here. So you can definitely. You can have somebody who grows up in a tough environment and like I said, maybe makes decisions they wouldn't normally want to make, but they have to go down that path for reasons that they're just the way they are at that particular time. But that's not who they are inside. They still are searching for good. But then there are people who just unfortunately just in here just is dark. So I think that I've seen lots of people though who went off in one direction but came back into another direction in a good way. And everybody goes through struggles. We all do. We're human. Nobody's perfect. So you do as good as you can every day, and that's all you can do.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm sure everybody has their own little stories like that. And
Sure.
Being in the public eye now, which honestly a year ago I wouldn't have thought I was ever going to be in the position that I'm in, where I'm in the public eye, and it's a fantastic road, and I love it. I found more than just something to do. I found a calling that I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I don't care if I'm picking up aluminum cans on the side of the highway to make sure that I can get everybody heard. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And and not for me to get famous or rich or anything like that. I don't care about that. Obviously I do want people to like the show and like the station well enough to help sponsor or throw some advertising our way or something like that. That way we can get more